Hello guys, and welcome to another vlog, Melbourne Diaries. We've got a beautiful couple of winter days coming up in that it's sunny. That's all I need, sunshine, and I'm good to go. Sylvie in the background, I think I've got, oh, is that a rash? It's like, oh, I think I've got rainbows on me. Notice I have a rash, so I'm obviously allergic to something I've put on my skin. That sucks. My kids are going to their dad's today. It's the winter school holidays, so I'm going to have a whole 4 days to myself. So I'm very, very excited. I think I'm just going to go out like the whole time. Normally I spend most of it recuperating, re-energizing myself, but I'm in my ovulatory phase, so I'm going to make the most of it while I can. Like I said, I did want to set up 2 dates. I am still in the chatting phases. I haven't lined any dates up thus far. Obviously, when I go out, I'll keep my eyes open for anything in the wild. So yeah, I would love to meet someone just randomly on the street, have a little meet cute. We'll see if the universe can make it happen for me. But I think today I'm just going to browse around. I'm going to go eat some brunch, do some stuff. I do have to get back at a reasonable time because my ex and his employee are here doing the garden. I need to pay them at the end of the day. So yeah, I'm just going to do a bit of walkabouts and see what's up in Melbourne today. But I might have a look online and see if there are any actual events on this week and actually do something a bit more exciting than just the standard cafes and bookshops. But I'll touch base with you guys later on. Hello guys, I'm cold. It is so goddamn cold today. It looks like I'm in the town of Sleepy Hollow outside. As soon as you breathe, you're just covered in a plume of smoke, of mist, of fog. So it is freezing, but I am forcing myself to go out today. I got in the Exile Awaken mini edition tarot, but this is so small. This is so small. I have small hands and it's so mini that the artwork really isn't suited, I think, for such a small size deck. So I am buying the bigger version. I bought the mini because I ended up rehoming the Monsoon, but I think it might have been due to the faceless faces. I don't know. There was something about that deck I didn't connect with. I do love the art style. It's definitely giving sort of Studio Gimli vibes, but creepier. So I have just ordered the bigger one in. So hopefully I get that soon, because also I was also disappointed that why don't they edge the minis? Can you not edge minis? So this is the mini one. Those are the backs, and obviously it's not edged, but like that's an example because it's also on in a cardstock. So I just find that the small size isn't really doing anything for it. So I've gone and bit the bullet and I've found somewhere that stocks the bigger size. I think in the future maybe I won't back small pocket-sized editions unless I actually get my ruler out and measure how small are they, because normally I love a pocket, but this for me is just micro mini. So yeah, I'm getting the bigger version. Yesterday I didn't actually go to that many places. The cafe was lovely, so I had a great meal there, and it's abutting a florist, which was stunning. The flowers in there were gorgeous. I saw my beautiful lilac roses in there, so it's definitely somewhere I would go to again. And I would have to say that the Avenue bookstore, hopefully that's where I went yesterday, is probably one of my favorite bookstores. They just have such an amazing collection. I would say the biggest collection they have there is general fiction, but they have all the genres, and just the editions and that they have of books. A lot of them were the rose petal finish. They were stunning, and there was so many books that I actually got overwhelmed because I was going there too to choose a book for my Wild Ones book club, and there were just too many options. So I ended up just saying, I'll just pick something, because I could have spent hours there going through every single book that I have, but I thought I don't have time for that. But yeah, I didn't want to be there all day. But I'd say that's my favorite independent bookstore thus far, because it does have a lot of books to choose from. There are other ones that are gorgeous, and I love the vibe, like Happy Valley, but they don't have a huge amount of books. And I do like to have the choices. Okay, so dating wise, I am going on a date tonight. I managed to find one person that intrigued me enough to go on a date. I don't think that they're a long-term match. They are right down the bottom of my age range, like my ex-boyfriend. And I was hopefully looking more for someone who's older, but I don't want to also be ageist in that respect. Like, I'm in my 30s, I can date someone who's 30. But yeah, I'm not feeling future spouse vibes, but we just had such a great conversation, and we were very similar, and we were connecting. We both agreed, because we did have a big talk about dating goals, and they think that they probably will want to have their own biological children, and I'm 40 next year, my kid's in high school. I don't think I want to have more biological children. I could, I'd rather not to. So we've already had like those conversations, and I appreciate that, but we both decided that we would probably regret not meeting each other, as in we would have the what ifs, and we both wanted to at least meet just to see, because we couldn't meet and there's no spark there. So you know what I mean? That it's easy to be like, well, good luck and I hope you find the right person. Obviously then if we do meet and there's just some sort of crazy connection, then we will have to actually have a proper in-depth discussion about our long-term compatibility. But yeah, so we both decided, let's just see, so we can put it to rest. Like, what was this person? After chatting, we both want to see what the other person's actually like in real life. So I am just going out for a very casual dinner. I'm not going to wear this outfit. This is a bit much. I'm going to put a picture, whatever, up here of what I do decide is probably one of my selected date outfits for the evening. I have like a few that I go through, and I'll just pick one of them because I'm always comfortable in them. I'm still chatting to some other people. There's just no one that I'm feeling really amazing about, and like I said, I'm happy just to go on a fun single date.
Bitch, you thought, bitch, you thought, bitch, you thought, bitch, you thought, bitch, you thought.
I don't have to wait. I was talking to my hairdresser, and she said, why don't you just wait until you've found a profile with someone that you just like are obsessed with, and you think, oh my gosh, this could be the person. Like, you get that feeling that this could be my person. And I said to her, one, it's very hard to judge based on profiles. Like, with a profile, you might be like, okay, I find them very, very physically attractive. I like the way they've written their profile, what they've included in it. You might be able to see that you have some compatibilities in terms of personality. And then you've got obviously all of the conversation, chemistry, whether that's vibing. But it's not until you meet in person that the other parts can slot into place. So it gives you a decent picture, quite a large picture, I would say, but not the whole picture. So I don't think you could ever meet someone, just online and think, oh, okay, that's my person. But I understand what she was saying. Why are you going on dates with people that you're thinking, it could be something, could not? And I said to her, if I was waiting for the one thing, like, okay, so say, remember Mr. Italiano, who I went on 4 dates with, definitely could have seen myself with them long term. Like, they were giving me those vibes. It hit every area except for on the dates, he would not, he just kept talking about himself only. I think that could be overcome if I, it's like, hey babes, you're forgetting to like ask about me. But he ended up wanting to not be serious. He wanted to keep seeing me, but he wanted to not be committed. That's not me. So far in my dating life, I had my ex-husband, my ex-boyfriend, and then the Italian guy. Those were the 3 people that ticked like all the, physical attraction, sexual chemistry, mental compatibility, just general vibes, all that stuff. And I haven't met someone since. So I said to her, if that was the case, I would have gone on one date with that one person, because he's the only person that, I was feeling all the like, oh, this could be something vibes with. And then I'd be doing nothing. So I said, I understand what you're saying. Like, it looks like a waste of time, and I get that. But
honey, you've got a big storm coming.
What else am I doing? Otherwise I'll just be at home like I always am. And I'll just be with my kids. Home kids, I'll see my friends every now and again, but I've got nothing else to do. Why not have some fun, I guess? Is it fun? I don't know. That's also a loaded question. It's just, I guess, something new and different. instead of much of the same. And it gives me something to talk to my friends about as well. I had this experience with this person. And I think you always learn from every experience you have with other human beings. I always come away with something. And I do have that fascination about human beings and personalities and things of that nature. So I get enough to warrant the energy exchange, as long as that person isn't awful. Like that case with that guy who was negging me in that during our date. That is not an experience I want to have. I don't gain anything from that. No, but just a person that I go on a date with, but I don't have romantic feelings for, that's fine. Company, it's a chat, you know. So, yeah, should I just only chat to people that I'm getting, should I only go on dates with people that I am fairly certain they could be a future husband or wife?
Yes, bitch.
I don't know. Maybe eventually when I start tiring of this, I might be extremely selective, but I just find it very hard to judge just from profile and conversations. Because in that case, Mr. Too Sweet should have been my husband. But as soon as we met in person, it was just platonic for me. So like I said, profile and conversation based, that's my husband's right there. But in person, I was like, hey mate. So yeah. I'm heading out today to a cafe. I was going to do a big CBD day and hit all the city bookstores, but because I've got a date this evening, I don't have the energy. So I'm just going to go to neighborhood cafe, maybe an independent bookstore there as well, and a stationery store. So I had this idea. As you know, in the real world, sometimes I see honeys and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, wow, that is an incredibly beautiful human being. And I'll exchange eye contact, we might exchange some smiles, but thus far, real world exchanges haven't been more than that. Besides very, very confident older men coming up and wanting to chat, I haven't had the experience with people that I have fancied. So I thought maybe I should carry a little notepad in my bag, and if I spot someone in the wild that catches my eye, obviously I don't know anything about them besides I think they're pretty, I can write my number and name on a piece of paper and just say, what would I say? Like, no obligations. I just think that you are stunning and here's my number, do with it what you will. Because I don't want to really like invade someone's space or impose myself. Is that okay? Like, because I know that I would welcome just someone just dropping, just saying, hey, I just wanted to say, I think you're absolutely breathtaking. Here's my number, call it, don't call it, it's all good. I wouldn't mind that, that's fine, because there's no me having to exchange conversation back. They're just doing a drive-by number drop and skedoodling, and then I can decide whether or not I call it. So I would be fine with that, but yeah, I am wary. Is that probably pushing other people's, is that too forward? Is that too much? If you're just out having a lunch, should I not do that to people? I don't know. Tell me what you think. If you think like, yeah, that sounds like something you should do, drop a number and and dash. But I thought I would go and get a cute little notepad and pen to keep in my purse just in case. But I'll see you guys when I get back. Good morning, guys. I've got Bluebell here wanting scratches. So the date, we went to Melissa's. It's a Greek place. I had some zucchini fritters, which were really nice. When I got there, he'd already ordered us a lemongrass and ginger tea, which I thought was very sweet. He was really lovely. We got along really well. Hello, guys. So I have to interrupt poor naive Chanel here. The next day, I messaged this guy to let him know that the romantic connection wasn't there for me. And he replied by propositioning me for casual sex. Now, on the date, we had talked in length about my demisexuality and what that means, and one of those things being that I don't do casual intimacy of any kind, pretty much. And so when he texted that, I was like, what? I should have just unmatched, but I responded and said, yeah, I don't do that. That's not for me. Not interested in that. Thanks. And then he replied again, this time with a much more gross message, just saying that, you know, to sum it up chastely, you would really enjoy all the things that I would do to you. So I immediately unmatched, and I was just filled with all this rage. And I sat with my anger, and I felt that I wasn't just angry at him. He's just another one of these more, you know, lecherous men that want things from me that I don't want to give. But I was more angry at myself, because obviously after this exchange, I reviewed the date with a different perspective and lens. And I found that once again, for what I tend to do is that on dates, I try my hardest to be polite and kind, to treat the person with kindness and to make it a pleasant experience for the both of us. And as you know, even with that really horrid man who was aggressively negging me and was just foul, I still suffered through 45 minutes before I finally called him out on his behavior, stood up and left. But everyone else, obviously, there's a lesser degree of grossness or whatever. I just brush it off. Like even this guy on the date, while I was talking to him mid-conversation, like he went and sat on the same side as the booth as me, but I allowed it. While I was talking mid-conversation, he kissed me. And obviously I pulled back. He was like, why, you know, is your face like that? And I said, because I don't kiss people on first dates. I learned like 15 minutes into a date. And then he's like, well, you thought you were flirting with me. I'm like, why would you think that? And he's like, because you put your hand on my shoulder when you were laughing. And I'm like, yeah, no, just laughing out loud. Your joke wasn't inviting anything. I wasn't touching him while I was talking when he kissed me. This was just previously, like he'd made a joke and I'd laughed and just like shoved his shoulder away. But I brushed it off, even though when he was like trying to go for another kiss again, and even then when he tried to get me to go back to his place, like I was like, oh, he's nice, you know. Oh, we had some things in common. Yes, we did have some other things in common. We had some intellectual conversations, but there were so many other micro things that I didn't like, but I brushed them over. I just ignore them for the sake of keeping the peace and keeping, you know, the date going. And I don't want to do that anymore. I'm so angry at myself for all the times I stay quiet when it's like, that moment isn't calling for my kindness, it's calling for my voice. And I just don't want to experience that anymore. And I thought, oh, maybe, you know, I'll just learn to be better on dates. And I'm like, I would rather not have to experience any more dates where I feel that I have to say something because a person is being inappropriate in some way or acting in a way that I don't think is okay. And so I have reached the point where I would rather deal with the frustration of being alone and single than the frustration of going on dates with gross men, pretty much. Like I've never had an awful date with a woman. It tends to be men. I don't want to experience that anymore. So I've already deleted Bumble, and with Hinge, I'll probably check it once or twice a week to see who's liked me. So I'm not actively scrolling for now anyway. And in terms of the profiles, I've reached the point where I'm not going to even engage with someone unless there is just something so captivating about them. I am feeling this incredible draw to them and this insatiable urge to get to know them. I must chat to this person. I cannot rest until we have matched and we have spoken. I am waiting for that feeling instead of doing what I've been doing, which is just giving everyone a go. They seem nice enough. Let's see. Let's just see. Why not? Let's just go. Because I've been saying it's not like I've got anything else to do. But yes, I that might be true. I might have time to go on these dates, but I don't have time for these time-wasting dates. These dates that leave me feeling icky and that my boundaries were disrespected and having to hear things that I don't want to hear. So yeah, unless someone's profile is screaming at me, husband or wifey.
Oh, so you don't know it yet. Oh, but that's wifey right there.
For the rest of this year, I'm just letting it go past. There was always that sense of when you're single and you really want to be with someone to grow old with and someone to share your life with, that time is just running out. That it's flying by. You're running out of time. And yeah, a year and a half has passed, obviously, since I broke up with my ex. And I'm like, that's a year and a half, that's a year I could have spent with another person making memories together. But, it is what it is. And also, I know that a lot of people are just happy to be in relationships. I'm not just happy to be in a relationship. I am looking for the one. That is my end game. I want just one more person to love and be loved by and to grow old with. And I would love for them to be a part of my life while my children are still young, so that they can remember the kids with me. That's I think that's the biggest impetus for me, was to find someone, was wanting them to have been a part of my kids' childhood, so that they were there during it, not just so my children can bond with them, but like I said, so they can remember those times. I mean, the kids in this little tiny moment of their lives while they're children. I really wanted that, because it's seeing my children's bond with my ex-boyfriend, it warms my heart so much, because I love and adore him. But it also makes me sad because he's not my husband. He's not their stepdad. He's now just a family friend, which is lovely. But I want my children to love and adore whoever my partner is just as much. And I feel like that is something, that kind of bond is only something that happens if the person is there while they're young. I feel like it's very I have step mothers and fathers that came into my life when I was fully grown, in my 20s and 30s. I don't I don't have that bond that way. Sort of as an adult, you just respect them and you love them, their family. But, I'm not racing to the door like my kids do whenever they come over, so that's the part that's sad for me. And that's the part that was giving me this urgency to find someone. It's because I have young children. I want them to be there. But if that's not the way it's meant to go, it's not the way it's meant to go. And like I said, I'm choosing to opt out of just having the really negative experiences with people that I didn't feel, excited about. I was just very ambivalent about them. Like, oh, they seem nice. The conversations were fine. There's some similarities, but you would have heard me say, I don't think they're the one, So yeah, that's just where I'm at. I'm going to let you get back to this Chanel here who thought, oh, it was a nice date. Oh, but what can you do? Hindsight, hey. But yeah, that you might not see dating updates for a while. But then who knows, maybe now I've had this shift in energy and sort of expectation of what I'm willing to accept. Somebody with like this absolutely phenomenal profile who just makes me incredibly aware of their presence might come along. I'm like, hey, I'm already going on a date with someone that I'm excited about. Who knows what the future holds? But after meditating and deliberating on this whole thing, and I just don't have the energy for that anymore. So back to the regularly scheduled program. At one point he was apologizing for something he said, and he said, I'm autistic. And I'm like, my dude, also neurospicy, I'm down with autism. I have found personally that whenever I've gone on a date with someone who's also neurodivergent, we just get along better. So that's actually a positive for me. That's just something I've noticed. There's this less sort of misunderstanding, I guess, but no physical attraction or chemistry. So it was not a romantic connection, but it was lovely to meet this person that I'd been chatting with the whole time. We had some great conversations, but also too, yes, he definitely wants babies of his own in about 3 or 4 years, and I'll be in my mid-40s, and no, not for me. Today I have a really, really, really busy day. So I'm seeing Mr. Too Sweet for a friendly catch-up for brunch, and I'm so hungry. So I'm just going to Aura Cafe, which I've already been to, loved it. So hopefully it serves up the second time the same greatness. And then right after that, I'm going on another date. So one of the people that I matched with asked me out immediately. We just chatted for one day and then they asked me out. I appreciate the decisiveness. I love that, to be honest. Let's just meet up. Why not? So that'll be the last date that I go on for a while. I'm now taking, my break. So we'll see what that's like. I don't really know much about this person. We only chatted for one day. I'm just going to nickname him Smiley, because literally in every photo he has the biggest grin and he just seems very positive and upbeat. But yeah, I don't know if we have things in common or we vibe. Who knows? but I thought, why not? So we're just meeting for a coffee, like a very quick coffee, because he's just meeting me on his lunch break. So I'm happy for that too. I'm like, oh wow, I'm going to be in and out in like 45 minutes. Fantastic. Just, we're doing a vibe check basically. And I think that's the way to go. I don't think you should chat to someone for 5 days before meeting. I personally think 2 is a sweet spot. 1 day, second day, at the end of that day, ask them out and then meet, you know? So for that one, I'm going to a different cafe and I'll let you know what that was like. But that's all I have. You know, brunch with Mr. Too Sweet, coffee with Mr. Smiles. So I'll see you when I return. Hello guys, so I am back. I saw Mr. Too Sweet. That was really nice to catch up. Definitely still platonic vibes, so no romantic things there, but great to catch up, and it looks like I might have made myself a friend, so I'm happy about that. I did go on the date with Mr. Smiles, and lovely person, but once again, no chemistry. I wonder how many other people out there rarely feel that, you know, romantic spark interest with people. Is it common? Is it not common? I feel like the fact that I've only sparked with 4 people in my life, it's not many, but I'm sort of just trusting my heart, I guess, and my gut with that. And like I said, as I'm content to be single, unless I meet the right one, I just don't feel like there's a rush. I would love to have the love of my life by my side, but I'm willing to sort of wait until I feel like I know it's them. So yeah, I don't think I'll be seeing this person again. They also wanted to perhaps move abroad, and with my kids, I cannot do that. They need to be close geographically to their dad. So moving abroad, as lovely as it sounds, is not something that I'm probably going to do. I could not stand the thought, to be honest, of also not living with my children. As you remember, I was contemplating taking myself on a holiday overseas, but I couldn't reconcile. It made me feel ill, the thought of being away. I thought if something happened to my kids and they ended up in hospital or worse, and I was at minimum, an absolute minimum, 34 hours away, I would not cope well with that. And I think the whole time I would be on a holiday, I would just be worried about them. I don't think I would be able to relax. I'm just not that kind of mum. Maybe it's the anxiousness in me, but I worry about my children's safety all the time, even when they go to their dads. I'm like, are they okay? I hope they're okay. So yeah, just even holiday travel at this point in time while they're young. I don't know, other people might think, oh, you know, 13 and 10 isn't young, but it is to me. They're still babies to me. So until they're adults, I just don't think I can leave them. So yeah, I don't think we were compatible, even if I did have a spark. He's already contemplating, moving not only just interstate, but overseas. So I'm done for now. That's my dating thing now. Unless, like I said, unless someone comes out of the woodwork and likes my profile and I think, oh, I can't resist talking to this person, I'm not actively going on and trying to match with people. And I need to recover. I am exhausted. Someone asked, how do you have the energy? I don't have the energy for this stuff. I am borrowing spoons that aren't there. And at the moment, I think that is manifesting in that I am having severe insomnia. I'm waking up at about 2 a.m. and not falling back asleep. So I'm at the point where I'm going to try melatonin tonight, because I don't think I can do another day of that much sleep deprivation without being really ill. I'm, like I said, I'm running on fumes at the moment, and unfortunately caffeine, and I just want to sleep. I just want to sleep so badly. So I'm going to try the melatonin tonight, and hopefully that works, because my kids are coming back tomorrow and I need to have the energy to look after them. I've been lucky that they haven't been here, so I haven't done any housework. I haven't needed to do a load of laundry, and I've just been using the same bowl and plate. So luckily I haven't needed any energy for housework while the kids have been gone. Just haven't done it. The house doesn't get messy. if the kids aren't here. I love them, but I just tidy up after myself, so it's very little time spent on chores when they're not here. But I'm rambling because I'm so tired, guys. I'm so tired. But I will see you after my color analysis tomorrow. Let's find out what my colors are. I'm guessing red and pink will be one of them because I get the most compliments when I wear red and pink. Oh, and before I go, my Oracle deck came in, so I'm going to check it out and see what it's like. I really don't think I'm going to sell it though, because this cost me $185, and that's a ridiculous amount of money, and I wouldn't be comfortable selling a deck for more than $100. So I've got to go and see if they do a discount for if you're selling it rather than just making a deck to purchase for yourself. Maybe they do charge less when you're putting it on there to sell, but otherwise I think going forward you can only do decks that like don't have guidebooks. The guidebooks is what kills it. Like having this little thing here, and it's come out glossy, and I thought I ordered matte linen, so I made a mistake with that. I'm just gonna have to check my order and see if that was my bad or their bad, but this was meant to be a matte linen, but it's come gloss. These just cost a ridiculous amount of money, so ridiculous. And obviously having the flat lay magnetic boxes, also ridiculous. I think the only way that you can put a deck at a decent price on Make Plain Cards is if it's either completely boxless or tuck box and no guidebook. I think then it's affordable, but I gotta go film this now.